It came on a quiet morning, a single postcard, sitting there like a ghost from another time. The paper felt old, brittle, but the ink was impossibly fresh. Daniel, living alone in his quiet apartment in Lyon, hadn't received mail in months. He picked it up. The postmark was from a small coastal town in France he hadn't thought of in decades. The handwriting, elegant and familiar, sent a shiver down his spine. It was Claire's. But Claire had been gone for 40 years. He turned the card over. 3 simple words stared back at him. Love always, Claire. His heart hammered against his ribs. He squinted at the date stamped over the faded postmark. May 17th. That was impossible. May 17th was next week. His confusion deepened as he read the message. She mentioned a little bakery they both loved, the one with the best croissants. She talked about the view from a lighthouse that had been demolished in the 80s. She described walking through a city that no longer existed, swallowed by progress. Driven by a desperate hope he couldn't explain, Daniel took the postcard to the authorities. Investigators were baffled. They traced the postmark to a post office that had been permanently closed in 1982. Yet the forensic analysis was undeniable. The paper was new, the ink untouched by time or weather. They brought in a handwriting expert, a stern woman who spent hours comparing the postcard to old letters Claire had written. Her conclusion was chillingly certain. "It's hers," she declared. "Every loop, every pause, every small hesitation, perfectly hers." Then more postcards began to arrive. One from a forgotten village in the Alps, another from a bustling market in a city they'd only dreamed of visiting. Each one was postmarked with a future date, and each described moments they had never lived, memories of a life they never shared. They were ghosts of a future that couldn't be. Daniel read each one, a mix of terror and a strange, comforting warmth washing over him. He was losing his grip on reality, but he was also finding Claire again. The final postcard arrived on May 16th. It was different. The tone was somber, melancholic. "You waited too long by the bridge," it read. "I crossed first. I'll wait again, when time allows." Daniel knew the bridge she meant. It was where he'd last seen her, waving goodbye before the accident. He spent the night holding that last message, the thin piece of card his only connection to a paradox he couldn't comprehend. On the morning of May 17th, Daniel's neighbor noticed his door was ajar. She called the police. Inside, everything was in its place. His jacket was draped over a chair, his wallet and keys sat on the kitchen table. The coffee pot was still warm, but Daniel was gone. Vanished without a trace. The only thing missing was the final postcard. The police searched, they questioned, but it was as if he had simply dissolved into thin air. A week later, another letter arrived at the empty apartment. This one, however, wasn't for Daniel. It was addressed to Claire Moreau. There was no return address, no explanation, just a single stamped date, one day ahead of its delivery. This is Untold Stories, where we explore the mysteries that whisper from the cracks in reality, reminding us that sometimes the past never truly stays buried. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the unknown. If you're fascinated by stories that defy explanation, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. We have many more tales to share. Until next time, stay curious,